Kyrie, Kevin Durant, DeAndre Jordan having their own little clique and not looking supportive to the rest of the team, and at the same time, I'm looking at the other side of the bench and these young guys who helped us go, who made us go last year, are looking dejected, and it's weird because Karis LeVert is kind of in the middle, right? He's like on both sides where, you know, these are his guys from before, but now I get to play with these NBA superstars and I get to be inside of a club that I wasn't in before. So it's not what I saw last year. I don't know if you disagree with me or not, but there's something off with the vibe. Would you agree with that?
I'm not going to say that I disagree. I'm going to say that last year, and this is going to sound weird because they didn't win anything, but last year just felt like magic. Like they clicked and they loved each other and they loved playing with each other.
And we loved them.
And we love them, yes. And just because it's not as evident as it was last year, I'm not going to kill it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it's clearly not as evident as last year. Now, I don't think that has to do so much with, say, Irving. Everybody wants to make it about Irving. I think Irving's trying to be a good teammate, minus the whole Musa pushing and stuff like that. But what I will say is, as much I don't like Jordan, I'm having problems with Jordan, but he seems to be a good teammate. He seems to, especially with Allen and Claxton.
Yeah,
he seems like he's trying to be part of the team and trying to get the guys together. Now, I'm hoping as the year goes on and as they go through things together, that it grows and it gets close to what it was last year. I just think that last year was just so over the top, so magical that we as fans, we're never going to see it as good as it was last year because we fell in love with last year's team.
Right.
And even me, I had not issues with D'Lo when he first got here. I just didn't think he would be like I know there were times that you would compare him to a young Harden and how Harden's trajectory and his trajectory. So I was like, man, this guy, he's giving him a lot of praise. That's a lot to live up to. But as soon as he got better and he became a leader, and he did lead this team. I mean, this was a team that played together, but make no mistake, he was a leader. So what the point I'm trying to get to is, it killed me to see him go. I didn't want to see him go. It wasn't my first option, obviously, and a lot of people felt that way. So we didn't want him to go. So when he did leave, we understand why he left. We wanted Irving, Durant. You try to get the superstars. You try to in the NBA, you win with superstars. So I said it from the beginning. I don't want D'Lo to leave unless it got me these two guys. Now, am I going to be proven wrong? Maybe, hopefully not. But what I'm getting to is last year's team was just different, and it was a team that I think if we ever do win, we'll love them even more because they paved the way.
Yeah.
For the Nets becoming, because the Nets, a lot of the people inside the NBA would always talk nice about the Nets, about how they had culture, they were doing things a nice way, but we weren't winning.
Yeah.
And we weren't getting anyone's attention. That changed when D'Angelo Russell stepped up, when Karis LeVert stepped up. And I think, for me at least, even when the Nets were going bad and when things are going bad now, I always look to see who's stepping up, who's growing, who's getting better. Mm-hmm. And for me, besides all the chemistry and losing, that's the one thing that I'm trying to get hooked on, and that's why I keep bringing up Musa and Claxton. I just, as long as I see like a young guy or two getting better, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, and of course we want to win, and if we're going to win with veterans, and I'm not dumb. I know most teams that win championships, they don't win with young guys,
Right.
They win with
right.
with veterans.
Yep.
Now, they don't have to be 35 years old, but they, most of them are usually, let's say, 26 or 30. I'm going to just throw that number out there.
Yeah, you can sprinkle them in. Toronto sprinkled them in. Toronto had a couple young guys here or there. Siakam's not the oldest guy in the world.
But you see what Toronto did is they had these guys take huge leaps. Van Fleet, Pascal, like even OG. I wanted to draft OG.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at Allen, but around that time, I wanted to draft OG.
Same. You know it. You know OG was my guy. So
yeah.
Why did we win tonight? Let's take this episode home. Why did we win tonight?
I'll be honest. I think the Hornets just didn't have an answer defensively for our big guys, and Spencer Dinwiddie led the team, and we hit just enough shots. We hit just enough shots, and that's what's going to worry me going forward without these guys. Can they score enough? I'll
give you my take. The reason why we won tonight was because we played against a coach who has the same strategy as we do. They went small ball, and any team that has the nerve to go small ball against us, especially a team like Charlotte who's young and doesn't have that many of good players, they're going to lose to us. Style makes fights. And when I saw them playing Miles Bridges at the 4, I said, oh, we're going to take – I didn't want to say it on Twitter because I didn't want to jinx the team. I really wanted to win. I want to find a way to just, carry us to a couple of wins. And I'm worried about the Knicks game. They look pretty good against Philly tonight. Not the whole game, obviously. But
I flipped across games. They did look good. Just quickly – The problem I have with some of these coaches, and I have it with Kenny too, they're so late to adjust.
Right.
And they'll just let a team go on a big run after big run, and then they'll call timeout late, or they'll adjust late, or they don't adjust at all.
Yep.
And definitely what the Hornets coach did today. How many times did you have to see DeAndre Jordan and Allen just cut to the basket for easy layups and easy dunks?
It was like watching us ourselves. It was like watching what teams usually do to us. But I've noticed something about Jarrett Allen. When Jarrett Allen plays cats his own age, he dominates. and when he has to play against those veterans with that old man strength, I call it scrumph. When you strong and you have strength at the same time. The old man Scrumph, he does well, and that's they played into the Nets' hands. Basically playing the same small ball style. He was Borrego was a coach the last time Sean Marks played, so he came through that Spurs pace and space era before they started shooting twos again. And he believes in it, and so it just made it easy for Kenny to take advantage and play against his own, antiquated offense. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, definitely. It was, and there's a couple of guys like you said that come from the Spurs system, and I feel like the more teams I watch, they all starting to play the same way.
It's what it is. There's a gimmick. It's a copycat league, and but then there'll always be like a Nick Nurse or someone who just goes, okay, the players have evolved, right? What like 10 years ago, they would have taken Siakam and they would have made him play with his back to the basket. They would have tried to put that early 2000s game into him. If Siakam was in the hands of a coach like Avery Johnson or someone like that, they would play their era style basketball and would get taken advantage of the Mike D'Antonis, the pace and space guys. Now the pace and space guys have to evolve. Some of them have, like Budenholzer. Budenholzer still shoots a lot of threes, but he's smart enough to build his entire offense around what Giannis does well and what the league is doing well, and now teams are adjusting to him. And so there's a couple coaches who are evolving, but there's a lot of guys who are still stuck in thinking that, the new cool thing is pace and space when that's like old Phoenix Suns nonsense. Like the league is evolving from that because the players are being developed to, like, big players are being developed to play facing the basket instead of being developed to be lumbering bigs who play with their back to the basket.
Makes a lot of sense, actually.
So, does this game give you hope for the future for us? Was this an improvement? Do you like what you saw tonight?
Honestly, no. And it doesn't give me it does. I'm trying to be honest. It doesn't give me much hope. I want to know how long Irving's going to be out. That's good. That's a big deal.
Oh, we'll never know that. You know that.
No, because the Nets don't do that. The Nets don't give out time frames or anything like that. I mean, if Allen's going to play like this, that gave me some hope. But like overall as a team,
this is the Allen that you're going to see every night when he's 24. Like right now, he's still.
Yeah. Now, can the Nets? Now, this is what I want to ask you. Do you think the Nets are patient and wait that long, or do you think they ship him off on some win now trade?
Yeah,
they're not of the blue because
they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because Sean Marks loves him. What we're gonna find out in the next few weeks and in the coming months is this Sean Marks team still, right? And I've said this on podcasts, I've said this on Twitter. When you bring superstars to your teams, it's not your team anymore. Before, the person who ran the Nets was Sean Marks. That was clear. That was, you couldn't argue that. But now, I don't know if Sean Marks runs the Nets anymore. I don't know if Sean Marks is the boss of Kevin Durant, or is Kevin Durant the boss of Sean Marks? Because there's players on this team that I know Sean Marks would have never signed. And I know they're here because the superstars said they wanted them. So that we're going to find that out. We're going to find that out in the coming weeks. Los, how you want to finish this out?
You tell me, man. I mean, I'm just happy after this game. I think we're gonna win the next two, but I don't want to jinx it, and we'll see what happens after that. Let's go Nets. Everybody out there have patience, and I know it's hard because I go crazy during these games. I'll do like 100 tweets during the game back to back.
Yeah, and
I need to practice what I preach. But let's not quit on some of these young guys, and hopefully Irving is back sooner than later. LeVert is back sooner than later. One thing I even got to remember, you all got to remember, the key is to be healthy around the playoffs.
Right.
When we make the playoffs.
Right.
I know you say they're not going to make the playoffs. I believe they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I just don't think the East is that good. So I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I need them to be healthy around that time. And by then, we'll see what happens. But for now, let's enjoy this win. Let's get some more over the next couple of days, and I'm pretty sure we'll go back to arguing on Twitter with everybody.
Los, you're my man, 50 grand. I appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem. Likewise, I would love to do it again. Hopefully,
we definitely doing it again. We gotta check in and compare notes for sure.
Maybe one of these days I'll show up to Barclays Center, we catch a game, a couple of us, meet and, kill the Nets in person. How about that?
They don't want me sitting close to them. I might strangle Kenny Atkinson.
Oh, God.
Yo, I appreciate you, brother.
Not a problem, man. Enjoy your dinner. Don't worry about no basketball for now. Just enjoy the wonderful car lines and have a great night.
I can't not worry about basketball, my man. I'm late to my own birthday dinner. Thank you so much, Los.
No problem, man. I feel bad for keeping you this long, actually, man.
Nah, man. It's for the better of the team, man. Thank you so much. Yo, my man
no
Los.
Problem, man. You have a good one.
My man Los just came on and did his thing. It's the front office. I'm your man, Yves Darbouze. And we're going to talk about more basketball in New York City